Hey, what's going on? We back. And on this episode from the Chief Seats, we're going to have some combine chatter. We're going to talk about who won today, who probably made some more money, and who lost some money. And also, why did Isaiah Bond think he was going to run a four? Yeah. All that and more on this episode from the Chief Seats. Hey, what's up? We back. This is From the Chief Seats, a podcast all about the Tennessee Titans, but from a fan's perspective. You know it's me. Got a fresh haircut, got a shave, bona fide. I'm here with my man, the myth, the legend, James Pierce, defender extraordinaire, Trey. What's up, Trey?
Hey, we doing good, man. Doing good.
Can't beat.
Doing good, man. Hey, you looking fresh, man. You looking fresh.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I got a little cut, man. Got a little cut, little get trim up. I'm hat fishing, y'all, because I'm really going bald, but I'm hat fishing, y'all. I wish I had Trey's hair. You see, Trey got the afro. Things like that's why I'm hat fishing. But yeah, I got it shaved. I got it cleaned up, you know. But hey, combine was this weekend. So combine started on the 27th, and as always, like I said. This is the most that anybody's talked about the Tennessee Titans since Derrick Henry ran for 2,000 yards. I don't even know. Did they talk like? I would say that. I keep saying that, but did they talk about us when we were the number one seed? Oh yeah, they did, because they said we were like the worst number one seed since since 1985 or something like that. And
something like that.
Proved them to be right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill proved them to be right.
Let me tell you something, dog. To this day, dog, and I know the people didn't come to hear about this, but I just don't understand, dog. We had 9 sacks that game, an interception, dog. How do we lose that game, dog? I just don't know, man. That drove me to drink that day, and I don't even drink. Anyway, man.
Bro, that whole thing was just pain and misery, man.
Pain and misery. And we just ain't got back since. And people be like, oh, we're going to get back.
No.
It's going to be a minute. Yeah, I mean, you need to do something. And that something is pick some good players in this upcoming draft. So, so I watched Combine. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I watch a little bit of it, man. I used to watch a whole bunch of it in the past, but over the past couple of years, it's more so like, bro, you're not going to get any sort of reasonable conclusions by watching these dudes running around in shorts, man.
Yeah. And you know what? What's crazy too, Trey? Who really did anything? Like, every day, there was some top name guy that's saying, hey, I'm just going to wait till the pro day. Cam Scatterboo, he did like the vertical and the broad. It was like, I ain't running. I'm going to wait till the pro day. And then who else? We already knew Cam wasn't throwing. We already knew Shedeur wasn't throwing. Like, there were only 2 quarterbacks that ran the 40. Like, I don't know. I don't know. The dude from Indiana, I think it was him, or somebody from Louisiana. I don't know. One of those other quarterbacks. And
Thank God I ain't watch, bro.
Yeah, it was just crazy. So you didn't get a lot of that. I mean, obviously you get the little RAS score, and you got some good scores. Like the only dude. So I will say this: if we're talking about people that made themselves money and probably put themselves on a lot of radar, that Bashal, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering his name. Tootin, the running back from Virginia, was it Virginia Tech or who is he? Man, I'm trying to think. I want to know. I gotta Google it. Yeah, Bashal Tootin. He's a running back from Virginia Tech. That boy ran a 4.38, I think that was his 40 time, and just shot up like he was moving, bro. He was moving. Like I don't know what his RAS score is, but he was definitely moving up the doggone thing. He was his unofficial RAS score. So if you ever hear me and Trey talk about RAS, the RAS score is something made by this dude named Kent Lee Platt. He came up with this like athletic scorecard, things like that. And I think he goes all the way back to 1987. I think that's when they started really documenting these different drill cone size. He goes all the way back there, and he goes and does that. What is it called? The relative athletic score. And if you have a good relative athletic score, you tend to be possibly projected to be a good player. Well, this Bashal, I hope I'm saying his name right. Bashul Tootin scored a
Mm-hmm.
9.73 out of 10.
Ooh,
So basically,
boy.
every running back that's ever participated in the combine, and I'm trying to think, Trey, does he do pro days too? Does he take the
He
school?
does. He
Okay, he
does.
does.
Yeah.
Okay, so that basically every running back that we have data on since from 1987 2005 25 that ranked him number 53 out of 1900 running backs. He ran a four. He won a 4.38. His 20-yard split was 2.55. His 10-yard split was 1.52. His vertical was a 40, and his broad jump was 10 feet. That boy, I'm
Jeez.
telling you, when I say somebody this weekend,
Athlete, man.
yeah, like you got to put the ball in his hand for real. Like I don't know how you can't. Like he's going to get like you might overdraft it. Like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
of
say he's
course,
going in the
bro.
first round because I can't. It's a running back, and we already know what running backs are doing. Like this is crazy. I think I heard somebody was talking about James Cook and the Bills going to be coming up on some contract stuff. It's going to be an impasse because James Cook wanted $15 million, and then in the next conversation they were talking about Brock Purdy's going to make $50 million. I'm like. Yeah, somewhere the market got messed up. But hey, man, running
It
backs,
is what it is,
it
bro.
is what it is. Who did you see, or who did you do when you did your research? Who did you see that probably made themselves some money this
Uh,
weekend?
in the limited time I did watch, I was watching mostly the wide receivers. I saw Matthew Golden run an official 4.29. I believe that was the fastest time out of any wide receiver at the combine.
Right.
I think he made some money there. He's gonna be. He see the thing is, and the thing is, there's a lot of conflicting information about him. Talking about his production, his role, when he really became Texas's, best wide receiver.
Right.
Da da da, this and that. A lot of he said, she said, a
Right.
lot of that jabber. But that's the one I watch him Matthew Golden. He's a good football player, and um, I don't know. I don't know what his role would be in the NFL. I mean,
I
looks
was.
like he primarily played outside, could play
Yeah.
inside, but saw much more of Isaiah Bond, um, Tez Johnson, who I saw tear it up in the Big Ten title game, ran a 4.5. Or I believe he ran like a
It
low
was a
4.4,
4.51. I think that's was his lowest.
and he's 150 some pounds, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Come on
That's
now.
ridiculous.
Now.
Then I saw Josh Kelly from Texas Tech run a 4.7, and I said,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's not a wide receiver.
Look, let me tell you something. If I was Josh Kelly, I would have been like, hey, you know what, dog? I ain't running this no more. Just
Shoot.
cause that like Josh Kelly was like, yeah, I saw him run the first one, and I was like, is that a 4.7? And I was like, are we watching defensive ends or whatever? I was like, hey brother, you teeter tottering on being slow out the break. Are you trying to be a possession receiver?
Ooh, Lord.
I'll be good next. Like give me something. Take go back in the back and take off. What do you got on? You need to go use the bathroom or something. Drop some pounds because you was moving slow. But
Said
Ted
drop some
Johnson, yeah, that
pounds.
was one that really kind of surprised me. It was like like at 155, you would think he should be floating across that 40. Like
He
there's
should,
nothing.
but
I can't even tell you last time I weighed 155. That'd have
shoot,
been.
me neither, man.
I think I was in the third grade, things like that. But then also, how does that bode well for Ted Johnson in the league? So let's say Ted Johnson, nobody cares about that because I think his other drills went pretty well. Meaning that like his cone drill. Let me see. Because this is what we get. This is what we hear. I'm gonna bring up his RAS score because I think it had his cone drill right here. And if you want to look up RAS scores and things like that, you got to follow him. His name is Math Bomb at Math Bomb on Twitter. Tez John, he got a 7.66 in the RAS
Sheesh.
score. His shuttle was a 4.15. His three cone was an 8.65. Was it an 8.65? No, it's 6.65.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he ran a 4.51 in the shuttle. His height, he's only 5'9". He's 154 pounds. His vertical, he had 37, and his broad jump was 10.1. So
Yep.
he got great explosion, great agility, good speed, but his size is just like that's really what's knocking him out right there. So
Yeah.
he gonna really need a good pro day, I would say, to kind of change the thought process of a lot of these people in the league because he was expected to run way faster than that, and did not do it. And being undersized ain't good. Because, like, where has an undersized wide receiver ever done good except for New England?
I
So,
mean, there's a few. It's just more so about fit and if that dude can stay healthy, man.
yeah.
It's
Because I talk,
154 is a nasty weight
yeah.
for a wide receiver in the NFL,
And,
man.
and you would figure, like, the season's been over for Oregon for about, like, 2 months now. Like, what? He hasn't put any muscle on, any mass, nothing like that. Like,
Nothing.
not to talk about the quarterbacks because we will get that in a minute, but even Shedeur, Cam came in a little bit lighter than they said he was, and Shedeur came in a little bit heavier than what they
Yep.
said they were. So you figure, like, what were you doing in the offseason? Like, not enough protein shakes, not enough. I don't know, but that is something that's going to be crazy. I don't think Tej Johnson is going. Somebody's going to reach and draft him just because he had good tape. He's you know, I think a lot of cornerbacks said Tej Johnson was their hardest matchup, and that means you know, in a phone booth, like, you know, 40 speeds are 40 speeds are 40 speeds. You're never going to be running a straight line that much like that. So what you know, who did, you know, in a phone box, not phone box, but phone booth, that quick speed, you know, the quick agility, can he get off a break? Can he get off the jam fast enough?
That's his biggest strength, and that's his biggest strength, man. Just being able to be elusive and shifty in tight spaces, man. That's his biggest strength. It's just he's not a downfield burner, man. But I mean, so you're 154 doing that requires you're gonna take some beating sometimes doing that, man. So it just depends if you can stay healthy or not.
Yeah, he's gonna have to stay healthy. On the defensive side, the safety from South Carolina, the Nick.
Yep.
What was his name? Nick. I can't even, like, these dudes got some names on. You remember that? You remember that? The Breakfast Club with Webby, Charlamagne, McGee. Man, y'all got some names on you. That's how I feel right now. Because I just but that dude was like a freak of nature. Like, I think in his RAS score, I'm looking. I know his first name is Nick. I'm just RAS. That's how I'm doing. If you put it in Twitter, Nick RAS. His name is Nick Imanwori. He's a strong safety. The dude got a perfect 10 on the RAS score, and I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. This is the guy. Honestly. Yeah, this is the guy that I think made the most money draft weekend. Like, I can't see. His hand size was a 9. His arm length was 32 and a half. His height, he's 6'3", so he's as tall. I'm 6'4", so he's tall as I am. He weighs 220, so that's elite. His vertical, a 43-inch vertical, 11-foot broad jump, so like stupid. His 40 was a 4.4, dog. This is a safety. This is a
freak, bro.
So let's just talk about this for a second. So let's get to the split. 20-yard split was 2.55, and his 10-yard split was 1.53. So if we look at his 40-yard dash, he's faster than Tej Johnson and Isaiah Boyd. I think he's right there with Isaiah Boyd. I think he's like they're neck and neck. Like, the simulcast would be crazy. That's a strong safety. Like, didn't Tennessee play South Carolina this year?
No, we didn't.
Okay, good. Because I feel like that dude might have showed up and showed out. Because honestly, I've never heard of him. Have you heard of this dude?
I heard his name a couple times, man. It's just I didn't get to sit down and watch him most of the time.
God,
I'm trying to find his name. What's his name?
So when you look at the RAS, so like again, like we explained, when you look at the RAS, they're saying that he would hit 10, a perfect score at strong safety, at free safety, and at quarterback as well. So meaning that his numbers for any one of those positions would have equaled a 10. So that means he could be a free safety, he could be a strong safety, he could be a cornerback. But they said he would also be number 2 all time behind Calvin Johnson at the wide receiver. So if he was a wide receiver and ran those numbers, he'd be number 2 all time.
Hey, man. See,
and linebacker, he would be a 9.8.
That's ridiculous, man.
So you know how they kept throwing around the word generational talent. I'm not gonna say this guy's a generational talent because I have no stats on this dude whatsoever. But that's some freakish stuff right there. Like
That's literally a one. I don't. That's probably one of the best. That's probably one of the best athletes I've seen come out of the draft in a minute, bro.
crazy,
'Cause
dog. Like
that's one of the craziest athletes I've seen, man.
that means everything that they did. Now he doesn't have any agility testing, so his number could drop down. But I can't see
Yeah.
it. I can't see it. Like if he ran the 3 cone and what is the 3 cone and 2, I this who is this thing? Like who is it? They saying they got him.
Freak.
They got him like by the numbers. He's like a bigger, faster Derwin James.
Which is insane because Derwin James, when he's healthy, is a freaking missile.
Like a nightmare.
He's
A
a,
nightmare.
he's a freak, man.
So yeah, that dude right there made some. He made him some money, dog. Like
43-inch vert, by the way.
yeah.
11-inch broad. Like, bro, that's insane. But no, the agility testing is probably one of the bigger things, though.
Uh-huh.
I would really love because the agility testing really just measures. Like you can be like a crazy good like straight downfield guy, bro. But I want to see how shifty the guy is. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't watched much of him, man. But the agility testing just see change direction, how you can, all that type of stuff, man.
So they said they got pro days coming up. So that's the next thing.
Yep.
So obviously the combine's on. You got everything like that. We want to touch on one thing too that Zach said, but right here. But we know that pro days are coming up. Pro days are the days that, at this particular point, we got 10 days before the start of free agency. So free agency starts May the 10th. We already kind of seen some movement from there. Nothing from us. Which
Yep.
I thought I would be pissed, Trey, about us not really doing anything right now. But I'm kind of optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of because it seems like now we take it serious and we don't have no skin in the game. We are not employed by the Titans. We barely we barely cover them professionally, but they seem to be taking this draft thing serious. So what is the pro day? They said I had it. There was a tweet up that had the pro days up here. I can't see it, but hold on. They said the homie Xander said Colorado's pro days, which it's not Colorado's pro day. It's the Big 12's pro day. That's March the 18th through the 21st. Miami is 324. Ohio State is 326. Texas 326 as well. Penn State is 328. Ole Miss is to be determined. So obviously there's a large number of players like Penn State. Tyler Warren's up there. Texas, Isaiah Bond, Quinn Ewers, quarterback. Ole Miss, Jackson Dart. You got him up there. I think there was a Ole Miss wide receiver that pretty good too. Obviously Colorado and Miami.
Trey Harris,
on top.
man.
Yeah, Trey Harris. Yeah. I think he did. I think he had an all right press day. Texas. You heard the story about the tight end, right, from Texas?
Yeah, sprained his ankle doing the false start doing the 40. Did the rest of the drills, and I saw the pictures. Dude's ankles, the size
his
of a
ankle
freaking
was
golf
like-
ball.
I don't know how he was.
Jeez.
That's just straight adrenaline because I just so happened to be watching them run the 40s at that time, and I saw him false start, and I was like, oh, that looks weird. And then he ran twice, finished all the rest of the drills, things like that. But he must have been running off of straight juice,
Adrenaline.
dog.
Juice, man.
Juice, cause like, let me sprain my ankle, dog. Yeah.
Ooh, not
If I
me.
sprain my, I'm out of here. Matter of fact, I'm
Ooh,
going to lay
Lord.
down. I'm not even.
Go lay down.
I'm going later. I'm taking aspirin, and you could call me tomorrow. Don't call me today. Call me tomorrow. So, funny story that happened at the draft. So, Zach Lyons, and I will get to that in a second. Zach Lyons, stacking the inbox, good friend of the show. We're gonna try to get him on here one of these days when the season slows down. Or off season slows down. In the dog days of summer, we're gonna try to get him on here. So y'all pester Zach about coming on from the cheap seats. But he posted a tweet. About all the official visits, like formal invites. Now, I kind of understand it, but I don't understand it. But I think every team is limited to a certain number of formal interviews with players. And I think it said 60, but I was like, nah, it can't be 60. 60 players you can meet with, but it is a lot of players. but he kind of wrapped it up. He had like all 16 that we had here, and the Titans met with pretty much everybody that you could think they met with. What did he say? I'm scrolling because I can't find the tweet. I can't find it. I'm trying to think. I can't find. Where's the tweet at? I was just looking at it. See, this is the internet, man. The internet, man, trying to get me up out of here, man. But that's crazy. That's all right. I know how to find it. I know how to find it. I know people looking at it like, man, what's going on? They ain't prepared. Like, nah, man. This is fast incoming news, man. It's fast incoming news. You got to make sure you know what's up here. All right.
Yes,
Now this man gonna be posting all these different. Oh, okay, so the Titans met out of the 1360 formal combine meetings. They met with Tyler Warren, Shamar Stewart, Quinn Ewers, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Cameron Williams, Josh Conley Jr., Mike L. Williams, and Emeka Ibuka. And then there was one more. They met with Jaden Blue, I think, the running back from Texas. So yeah, that is that is a lot. Now, some of these names we kind of already knew they were going to be looking at. You know, obviously Shedeur and Cam. We don't even have to say that. Abdul and Travis, which is funny because out of all four of them, we now know that each one of them will be in Tennessee this week.
Nope.
So, like, the Titans are wasting no time, which is why I'm kind of alluding to the thing like, hey, man, this, they seem to be taking it serious. Like, Mike Bergonzi, I don't know if you saw the interview, but Peter Schrager interviewed him, and he was like, yeah, we done got some offers, but, we're going to take our chance and do our due diligence, get more data. I really think that they are combing over the tape. In my mind, they have Cam number 1 and Abdul Carter number 2. I think that's what it is right now. Simply because, I'm reading into everything. So if I lose this, I lose it. I'm not making any bets. But that's what I feel. I feel like on their big board, it's already set. Like phase 1. They got all the data from the Senior Bowl, from the season, Senior Bowl, Shrine Bowl, all of that.
All the All-Star games, man.
All of that. The combine was like the end of phase 1 for him. And I think what was interesting that somebody mentioned, I don't know who mentioned it, but all of these are happening before free agency starts.
Yep.
Yeah, which is very, very interesting to me because normally we would see these like at the later part of the month, things like that. But they're getting every last one of them in. So like there's only 4 players that we go that can go in the top 1. Like nobody else is sneaking up. Jackson Dart ain't sneaking up. Quinn Ewers, not even 2. It's only these 4 players. If we're at 1, I expect when we're on the live stream during the NFL draft that we are going to do, so make sure you keep notifications on. The live stream is that when they say the pick is in and we announce it, if we keep it, it's going to be one of those 4 guys. It's not going to be anybody else. If it's not going to be one of those guys, then I'm going to have to catch the next flight to Nashville and ensure all firearms and explosive materials are away from Trey's residence because he's going to be on the rampage. And I wouldn't blame him, but I just, I need him for the next podcast after the draft. So that's what we're going to do. So I thought, tell me what your thoughts about them lining these visits up. Looks like it's going to be Cam, Shedeur first, then Hunter and Carter. What does that tell you? If you just reading into it, obviously we don't know crap or what. If you read into it, what does that tell you, Trey?
Honestly, and I saw somebody mentioned this earlier today, or earlier when the report came out. It's mentioned that maybe they just aren't dead set on or if they're gonna stay at 1, which we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
If they're gonna stay at 1, who they want to pick yet? Which of course they don't know who they're gonna pick yet, and when considering their situation and everything. But they're bringing in everybody, like all the consistent tough guys: Abdul Carter, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter. Like they're getting these guys out the way so they can get as much time with them as soon as possible.
Right.
Therefore, they can at least start to get a better understanding, in terms of, who they are, how they feel about this certain player. And this is right before the pro days, too, which, I get. It's probably a better management of time since pro days are going to be going on throughout the rest of March and everything. Just getting
Hmm.
them in before their pro days, seeing where their heads at, and spending time with them. I think it's a good idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
so,
I I don't know if I've ever seen this before though. Like I've never
hmm
seen a team number one yet. That somebody put it. I saw a tweet. I think it was from Ian Rappaport or one of those NFL reporters that this is the longest or the furthest someone has been. It's like the first time in a long time that the person that has the number one draft pick that had it at the end of the season still has it now. Like we
yeah,
haven't traded out of the position. Like I said, basically the combine is like the unofficial start of the new year, but March the 10th is the official start of free agency. So that's important. I think what it tells me is that I feel like they kind of have an idea of who they want. They have an
yeah,
idea who want, and they say, well, "Let's get them all in here right now." Obviously, they're going to take our visit first before they take anybody else's visit, because
hmm
obviously there's a lot of chatter all combine weekend. The Giants are moving up. This is moving up. This is happening. The big
yep,
news prior to the combine even started was the Matthew Stafford domino. We figured that Matthew Stafford was going to be the first domino to go to kind of picture with it, and he ended up staying in L.A. So,
yep,
the Giants are still looking for a quarterback. And they came back and said that they're going to be looking at veteran quarterback options, including Aaron Rodgers, but that wouldn't stop them from taking
from
a
getting
quarterback.
a quarterback.
So
Yep.
they're still in that dilemma. You still got the Raiders who need a quarterback. Um, who else? The Browns. I, I, I know the Browns need a quarterback, but I saw
Yeah,
Kevin
Browns do
Stefanski.
too.
Like, do you think they're
Yeah,
gonna?
Browns. Yeah, they need a quarterback. I mean, it's more because Deshaun Watson just literally just busted his Achilles again, man. So I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna. Browns need a quarterback
Mm-hmm.
specifically, simply because Deshaun Watson just blew his Achilles out, man.
Right. Right. Right.
All the other options that I mean, I don't probably not gonna bring out Jameis Winston. Who knows? They
No.
need a long term solution because Deshaun Watson, even based on before he blew his Achilles, Deshaun Watson looked terrible. Like he looked
Yeah.
terrible, looked like one of the worst starting quarterbacks in football. So they need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Giants, of course, need a quarterback. Jets need a quarterback.
Right.
Sheesh, man. There's a lot of teams that needs quarterbacks out there.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff with Dak Prescott and everything that was going
Yeah. Oh,
around this
yeah.
week. I don't know if the Cowboys are in the market for a quarterback. I mean, a lot of
I didn't get
teams.
that one though. I didn't get that. I mean, like, did Jerry
Yeah,
Jones or Stephen Jones just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, what would it take to get number one?"
yeah,
And Mike
yeah. It was
McCarthy
probably
was
that.
like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna need Dak,
It
Micah,
was probably
and
that.
another first." It was like, "All right,
Yeah,
appreciate it."
and shoot, not even just the Cowboys. Maybe the Colts need a quarterback. I saw Mike Silver
Oh,
report. I saw Mike Silver report that teams that likely don't have their starting quarterback on their roster,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
listed the Colts as one. So maybe the
Oh,
Colts need a quarterback. There's a lot of dominoes with quarterbacks out there,
yeah,
and
and you know what? You're not lying because I saw like they bring the coaches in, and I was watching it Saturday just while I was doing some work and I was listening to it, and Shane
hmm
Steichen was over there, so obviously that's
yep,
his stadium, that's his thing, and they were joking. He was like, "Oh yeah, we got to bring in some competition for Anthony Richardson," and I'm like, this will be Anthony Richardson's what
yep,
third year, so
third,
year three quarterback on a rookie there. Most teams are trying to take advantage of that time, but right now they're looking at possibly jettisoning what's her name. So
yeah, just hasn't
it's
looked good, man.
yeah. But what I think is I think this is also what I think too about them bringing these guys in that they really don't care about the pro days.
Yeah, I mean the pro days is more so about simulating a preferred environment for these athletes
Mm-hmm.
to like put on the best show they can. And specifically quarterbacks, like we saw the Zach Wilson stuff and everything, how that dumb throw got him drafted number
Oh
two
yeah.
overall. It's just more so about getting these guys in environments that they're comfortable with so they can eliminate all the stress, all the unfamiliarity with the
Mm-hmm.
combine and everything. So that's really what the pro days are, man. And that's why, I understand why some people want them to do things at the combine because at their pro days they're doing the same thing. They're doing
Right.
the same thing.
Same
It's
drills.
just same drills. It's just they're showcasing them by themselves, And with
Right.
quarterbacks, they're getting a set allotment of throws. that they work on, that they're comfortable with, and everything. So that's why I'm not mad at quarterbacks and everything, and even anybody else not participating in the combine, but it's a sense of unfamiliarity at the combine, a new environment, and just test to see what you can do. So
Under pressure,
I mean,
kind of.
absolutely, and of course, game tape says all. Game tape really does show, uh, how good a player could be, or in some cases is, but it doesn't hurt to do stuff at the combine in a new environment. So
Yeah, and that was something that was really shocking to me, that all these top players like didn't do anything. That's that
you know,
that that I mean, I get it. You trying to save it and things like that. And again, you want to let the tape speak for you. But yeah, the combine, and I heard a lot of coaches like who Kevin Stefanski was kind of disappointed. Shane Steichen was like, "Oh yeah, you want to see these guys perform." Even Mike Bergonzi said it a couple of times, like, "Hey, you would like to see him, but you got a pro days coming up, things like that." So, yeah, I think it is going to be interesting to see the pro days. But yeah, just them bringing them in before the pro days, I think they're going to say, "Hey, we got enough data on the tape." Now, if one of them has a disaster of a pro day, then yeah, probably take them down a few ticks, but how much is I'm worried about Abdul, because Abdul was like the guy before and things like that. Then he didn't do anything at the combine. Then he's coming off the shoulder injury. Then they said something about the stress fracture in his foot. And all the Titans fans know what foot injuries do. Look, we lost Javon Curse. That kind of derailed his whole career. And then let's not forget about Derrick Henry, where he was rolling, got that stress fracture. Where? In Indy.
in the foot, yep, in
the foot.
Indy, man, yep.
And then, obviously he's a transformer, so he was maybe able to kind of work his way out of that. But that whole season, man, it really just freaking it really derailed us, because we couldn't get. We what was that? We had Dante Foreman, and what was the other dude? Dang, I can't remember his name.
Dante Hilliard, man.
Yeah. Now this is something.
Dontrell, not Dontrell.
We should have kept Dontrell here. I don't know. Like, he should be retiring with that. Like, he should. This is like, I know it was a couple years ago, but yeah, he should. Like, he was a good back. Like, I don't know how he got put in that position, Pidgeot, but he was a good return man, good back. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I think that's it. Now, the one funny thing now, I think we'll wrap it up on the combine talk, is that Cam and Shedeur were there because they did interviews, right? So they were there. They had video of Cam warming up with Restrepo while he was going to do his drill. I don't know how he did. I really didn't hear anything about Restrepo.
Yeah, I don't know if anything was notable with Restrepo, because I don't know if he even did drills at the combine. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Again, combine was like this year. To tell you the truth, it's just basically a whole bunch of people getting together, watch some people do some stuff and other things to do nothing. But there's one clip that's going around about Bo Hardigree, our quarterbacks coach, and the Giants quarterback coach being around Cam Ward. And if you watch the video, I think I'll put a link in the description of the pod so y'all can watch. It looked like Cam and Bo were trying to get away from the Giants QB coach the entire time. Like, it just looked like it was like, is he gone? Is he gone? All right, let's get out of here. But I thought it was interesting that Cam wasn't there. I mean, Shedeur was there, but it was like an enormous amount of time with him, which is, one of the perks of being the coach, kind of running the drills on the field, is that you get to spend time with that guy. And it looked like, I could be tinfoil hat on, reading into the tea leaves about that, but it is interesting. But speaking of Cam, and this is, we'll wrap the pod up talking about this. Trey, I know when we first started the pod, and this is our 5th episode too. Hey, 5th episode, Trey.
Yes, sir.
Building in this thing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Before we talk about that, you know what I gotta do. I gotta get you advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make some money right here. We're trying to get some new mics. Trying to get some new cameras, man. Support the channel, man. Support the channel. Section240.com/shop. Get you one of these shirts. Blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. Maybe when we get closer to the draft, we might put a discount code for you to get one. Rock it like you would. Everybody wants to rep the channel. We got some more designs coming out later on this year. But yeah, man. Support the channel, man. You support the channel, it helps us out. All right. So, I know when we started this pod off, I was fully had my Audemars in the air. I was waving it side to side like I didn't care because I was on perfect timing. I was ready for Shedeur Sanders to make his way to the Tennessee Titans by any means necessary. But as the wins and time progressed on, I have changed my tune. Sorry. I am fully 100% on board with the Cam Ward to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think I like Shedeur. I think he's a great quarterback. Things like that. I think he has good tape. I think a lot of these tapes standing, he's further down. He's closer to Quinn Ewers than he is Cam Ward. Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot of exaggeration. I do think there is something about Cam that once I started to kind of watch him a little bit more, like obviously I wasn't watching Miami games. I was staying up watching Colorado games. I was looking, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to see A, what Shedeur was going to be doing, B, what Travis was going to be doing, C, who was going to be on the sidelines of the Colorado game. So I'm sorry. So I was watching way more Shedeur than I was Cam. But when I started to watch the tape, man, like started to look at some of this film study, I mean, I might be tripping. I'm seeing a lot of Steve McNairish sprinkled in there. The arm talent, the mobility. I'm maybe am I tripping, Trey? Am I tripping? Tell me.
I don't want to say yes or no because I haven't watched a whole bunch of camp. I promise you I haven't. Mm-hmm. But making comps is just so difficult, man. Like I don't like making comps, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can get because if you make comps and then if they don't live up to them, then it's like, see, you never like what was the worst comp that you heard last year? What was the worst comp
that
you
heard last year? Oh gosh, yeah. Man.
Hey, look, and if you don't get it, you're gonna beat yourself over the head because you know exactly what it is. You know
so much stuff happened over the past year that I've forgotten. Oh my gosh.
It was a dastardly year. But the worst comp you heard last year was Will Levis was the second coming of Josh Allen.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Goodness gracious, man.
That is why we refrain from making comps. Like I broke the rule. But yeah, they said Will Levis was because he had a big arm. Pete Prisco. Goodness. It got so bad last year that Pete Prisco even said, "Hey, I'm an idiot for writing that article because he's nowhere near Josh Allen." So yeah,
not even close, man.
Not even close. But I think I'm going all in on the Cam Ward thing. I think I like the way he talked. Like for whatever reason, I don't know. Like I don't know. And it's nothing against Shedeur because if we got Shedeur Sanders, if they say, "Hey, that's the guy." I feel like, okay, that would be the guy. That would be our guy. And I'm going to go all in on him, just like I would any other pick. But I feel like Cam Ward, might be the solution. Might be. And then, again, this is just projection. I don't know nothing about it. But I'm thinking Cam Ward might be that guy. Because he even said, I'm familiar with Brian Callahan's system. It would be like plug and play, things like that. I mean... The number one question I was worried about was like, have we had a Tennessee Titans player wear number 1 yet? That's it.
No, I don't think we have. Like, I literally don't think we have.
I don't think we have either. So it's like, hey man, you ain't got to worry about nobody taking your number. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you can be right in there.
Good.
Yeah, you good. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Quick rule will be easy. But yeah, I mean, his game speaks for itself. Same thing with Shedeur. But there's something about Cam. Like there's one play that they keep showing over and over and over and over again. The Cam Ward that makes me say, "Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about." It's the one play. I forgot who they were playing with, but you'll know he's in the pocket. The pocket is collapsed. He is a free rusher. He sidesteps the rusher, stays in the pocket, steps up in the pocket, and the pass that he throws, he like drops it over the defender is behind, trailing the wide receiver. I don't know if it's a tight end, running back. He's trailing the wide receiver, the receiver, and Cam just throws it. It's so accurate that it like goes right over the defender's like shoulder. Like if he put his hand up, he would have hit the ball, and it just boom, just caught it, and it was like it was a nice large game. And that throw was like, man, how could you see that? Like, how did you know? And like, there's other throws too where he's like throwing off platform, he's scrambling out, still looking downfield. So like, yeah, I
I'm
feel like right now the draft strategy is Cam,
Ward or trade down, man.
yeah, Ward to trade down. Yeah, I feel like that's what they really did, and I feel like the injuries have kind of like knocked Abdul Carter off. The not off so much because he's not banged up, and I get it, but I just think like if they're neck and neck, you got to start being nitpicky right there. So
I don't know. I don't think the injuries have really. Because the thing is, Abdul Carter has only been an edge rusher for about a year. I
mm-hmm,
think he's still going to be a good football player. Like I really, really do think he's going to be a
mm-hmm,
good football player. But more so that the Titans do have a need at edge, man.
mm-hmm.
But
Can't you find it later?
you can, and even in like this edge class is deep. Of course, Abdul Carter has game breaker potential, man.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, the Titans need a quarterback, man.
Yeah.
And I know people say don't jump out and draft for need and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just in a unique situation to where if they don't get a quarterback this year, then when? You
Yeah.
know.
We're gonna be doing the same
Of,
song and dance next year.
of course, you can always trade up next year. You can and just do a Bills or a Chiefs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but that requires getting rid of more draft assets, and everybody knows this roster needs help. Like it
Mm-hmm.
needs help right now, man. So
And I saw Mike Bergonzi, Nick Suss from the Tennessean was talked to Chad Brinker about it, and he said that quote that he said the generational player quote was probably taken out of context, and the
hmm
whole we want 12 top 100 or top 50 picks in the next couple of drafts. That was
yep,
probably taken out of context too.
that
So
that and I believe that was taken out of
yeah.
context as well.
I think he was just trying to say, hey, we want to be an organization where we have a lot of picks, we have a
Yep.
lot of players, so we can build, draft, and develop. I think
hmm
that's what it meant, and I never really bought into that. I just like, hey, the talent is talent, but they want to have more, and we don't really have a lot of draft picks. I think we got like eight,
Yep.
and then only
Yep.
two on day
Two.
one and two.
There's two. They only have two picks in the top 100, man.
Yeah, so you got two shots to get two probably day one starters, and then everything else is going to be really heavily reliant on draft and develop. So
Yep.
you figure out we still need a wide receiver, because like right now our wide receiver room, like I don't think Burks is coming back. I after
No, I
hearing
don't think he
after
is either.
hearing Brian Callahan talk about, I don't think Burks is coming back. I think it's going to be. I don't think Tyler Boyd's coming back. So why we need wide receiver.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
we need offensive tackle help. Like
Yep.
we need a lot and things like that. So I think it's gonna be
That's
really
just
important. Like
offensively too, man.
yeah, just offensively. We're not even saying anything on the defensive side, and we know we need an edge. We know we need some linebackers. So I
Safety
feel
too,
like
man.
oh yep, safety too. Shoot, I wouldn't be mad to get that Nick Cat down from South Carolina over here for safety. But but yeah, we're
Probably
gonna
going
need
the first
safety.
round, man.
Yeah,
I'm
also
sorry.
too. Like that's where I think next week, like next week, I'll probably be out of town, so we may not have a pod next week. I don't cry. We'll figure it out. We may record it early, things like that. But I think next week when the year starts, kind of gives us a better picture of this team moving forward because we'll
Yeah.
have like are we keeping certain players or are certain players leaving? Are we trading things like that? Are we picking up, trade like because Edge like I think they said Trey Hendrickson wanted freaking he
He wants a
wanted
lot
to
of money, man.
yeah, he wants a lot of money. He wants to move out of there. I don't think we can give it to him, but he's out of there. Miles Garrett, obviously, he wants out of there, but I don't think he wants to come to Tennessee. Although, if he
Absolutely
did come to
not.
Tennessee, if he came to Tennessee, dog, it would be scary. It would be scary. Because Miles Garrett on the edge with a Devondre Sweat in his second year and in nose tackle and a freaking Jeffrey Simmons. That's a formidable line. That fixes the Miles Garrett automatically fixes the edge problem that you have here. You could pick anybody else on the other side, but you still
Potentially.
got those problems. But I again, like you said, we need a quarterback. We
Yep.
just need a quarterback. We cannot.
Sure do.
Yeah, we can't go without. If we don't get a quarterback, we don't get a quarterback. That's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. It's gonna be this go. You thought last offseason was long. This offseason,
Oh boy. Ooh,
Lord Jesus, it will be. Oh man, at least last offseason was kind of fun because we didn't know what we had in Will Levis. But this offseason, if we don't get anybody, and you say we finna roll out here, oh my God.
Nah, I'm not trying to see that, bro.
Hey, nah, I will be watching baseball. This will turn in front of Chief seats. We will be talking about the Atlanta Braves and the New York Yankees. Oh, congratulations to your Yankees for finally getting rid of that stupid behind rule for the facial hair. So, welcome to the 21st century, Trey's Yankees. Yes, Trey is a Yankees fan. I'm a Braves fan. So, you know where our allegiances fly. He's also a Grizzlies fan. I'm a Magic fan. The only team that we have in common is them University of Tennessee Vols and the Tennessee Titans. But, yeah. I think that's it, Trey. I think that's we talked about enough combine chatter for today.
Yeah.
For today. So next week, I'm gonna be maybe out of town, so we may record the pod earlier. So you might get it early, you might get it late. But make sure you stay tuned. Check out our notifications. Stay locked in with us, cause as free agency comes, we might be dropping some emergency pods. If we get some signings, might be emergency pod. You might say whoop whoop. That's the sound. It's not the sound of police. It's the sound of an emergency pod dropping when we give our reaction. But yeah, man, make sure you stay locked in, man. So appreciate y'all for joining in. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Former man Trey, I'm Bonafide, and we out of here. Until next time, peace.